Oh man, let's get life going. Hey guys, I believe we are live. Sorry, it has been a while. Gonna have to ignore the glasses and the no makeup. What had happened was my son fractured his arm. Then a couple days later, somehow I got some type of weird eye infection, which I think may have gotten from urgent care when he originally went. Still going on. That's ridiculous. But yeah, we're here at Adverse Reaction. There's Zoe. Zoe, look, don't you think we need more light? Look at yourself.
Nice and brown. That's where I'm supposed to be.
Gosh, no one's this dark. No one's this dark. So bear with us, guys. Appreciate you joining us early.
The light is good for you or non-makeup. Why'd you bring up you not have makeup? You don't think you're gonna look as good without makeup?
I'm not wearing any makeup.
Yeah, that's okay.
We'll start in just
real ones don't need it. Real ones don't need it.
You're crazy. No makeup.
I hate when they be saying like they have no makeup and then
Yeah.
they have pictures and videos with makeup on and they label it no makeup.
What
does no makeup mean to y'all? Like explain it to me.
Yeah, no makeup.
Explain it to me.
What do you mean?
I'm not saying for you, but I'm saying like what a lot of women post and put videos out and they say no makeup, but they still have makeup on.
Well, here's what happened. I don't have on any makeup.
Right now.
Yeah.
But
normally women like to let people know, oh, we're not wearing any makeup.
But they still have makeup on. That's what I'm saying.
Really? You think people faking it?
No, like you can see the makeup.
What you talking about?
Like when they'll post and whether it's a video.
They'll say they don't have makeup, but they really have on makeup.
Yeah. So does that mean you don't have a lot of makeup on, or you don't have?
You're supposed to have on no makeup when you say it.
Exactly.
Sometimes, or like you can have moisturizer. I have some lip moisturizer with no makeup.
Yeah. I mean,
just to warn people if they're like, why she looks so different?
Mm-hmm.
No makeup.
Because if you put no makeup, what you making up for?
Oh, so I don't look so tired. I be looking hella tired because I'm super tired.
Now, the funniest thing is going on TV.
Oh, no, you need that.
Well, as a man.
And you need it. Yes, y'all need it. Y'all need it. It's just to like make you look natural, well rested.
Because of the lighting and everything.
Correct. And you want to look like you had 8 hours of sleep, even though you might not have.
You might not have none.
You might have had zero sleep. And you also want to look like, hold on, pulling up some stories. You also want to look happy.
Yes, sir. KimmyNew.com. Yes, sir.
So thank you guys for joining us a bit early, right before we go live on the radio. Just doing a little bit of prepping. Man, it sucked with this eye. My son now has a cast on his arm. Super a lot. And I don't know what's going on with his eyes though. My vision was shaky.
I thought you were doing good right now. I mean, more recently.
Yeah, hopefully. I gotta follow up. Because I was like, what happened? Who is this telling me? So sorry, everybody. Just be patient. I know people are gonna probably watch the podcast. They'll fast forward us. Oh, now I know who this is. Okay, we back. All right, Zoe, did you hear about, what are we doing? Oh, so they were looking in her home in connection to the book scandal. Oh, Zoe, you want to put a CD, she's asking?
I don't think I have one today.
I need you to have one in life. He doesn't have it. That's thank you though. Oh, we usually, isn't that old school, guys? We actually record shows on CD. So you can hear what we sound like. I know. Authorities. Okay, guys, we'll be up in just like 1 minute.
Are you talking to the computer or is somebody actually there?
I'm talking to the people. People are there, so.
Okay. Because I know you like to talk to yourself.
I know. I talk to myself so much. It's really not talking to myself. First, it was talking to my dog. Then my dog died. Then I had a son. Now I talk to him. And my nanny was like, you know, I had to get used to you just kind of talking to yourself. She keeps saying, like, you talking to me? I'm like, well,
yes,
you're around. Hey, 11. You're around.
You on live. You
are on live. We can't see everybody right now.
Y'all in the closet?
Yes.
Yes, we are. We're in a walk-in closet. It's okay though. It's love. It's love in the club.
Adverse reaction is the voice of the streets. Big soul in the house. Don't complicate us.
Sila, Benign.
Danella's in the house.
Still here, never left. Still making snacks. And
Aladdin. Wish make a heartbreak a long hair, mother lover.
it's a movement. Nights, 7 p.m. on WOL.
WL 95.9 FM.
Where information is.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in once again to Adverse Reaction. If this is your first time, this might not be your favorite show, but soon will be your favorite show. We have Aladdin the Prince. We have Danella, C-Lock for now.
Yes.
We have Big Zoe, and we got a big show for you. So let's talk about it.
It's a lot to talk about tonight, guys. All right, so here's what we're going to talk about. More problems for mayor in Baltimore. Also, Bill, big problems. Bill wants bail. I know, like, why do we have to talk about this guy? We have to talk about him. And also, tonight, we talked to you guys about this last night. As promised, we're going to talk to you guys about the young woman who was shot in New Haven, Connecticut by a Yale officer.
Tonight, Adverse Reaction is being brought to you by Details. Though often overlooked, God is in the details.
Who knew a small thing like a bandage could be so much joy? Details now in Adverse Reaction.
Adverse. In reverse.
So tonight's Adverse in Reverse, for the first time ever, we're going to actually highlight a company. Usually in Adverse in Reverse, we highlight reactors or just any positive change. That's what we like to highlight. So tonight we're going to highlight this. Who really knew a bandage could cause joy? There's a 45-year-old man. He did a very emotional response and it went viral. Dominique Apollyon. He did just, you know how you're like talking to camera and you're talking about your life. And here's why he was so overjoyed. It's because of a bandage that was his skin color. And then people started to react to it. A lot of people started then posting their pictures of their Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And even you would see white people posting like, I'm going to get these for my classrooms.
Yeah,
Who knew?
Teachers
posted about this because people are saying this, is that you never think about how it would feel to get a Band-Aid that doesn't match your skin. And people really started to connect to that and say, that's when I started. One woman actually said that's when she realized that there were different people, that people weren't the same, because she said she put on a Band-Aid and was like, why does this not match my skin? Or why is flesh-colored crayon pale? Why isn't any of the shades that I am or my family is?
Well, why is flesh colored that color when everybody's flesh is not that color?
Right. So we want to highlight tonight True Color. They make bandages that are similar to various shades of brown skin color.
I'm surprised Rihanna not behind this. You know, it sounds like something Rihanna would do.
How would you say that? Like,
well,
in which way?
You know, she's with the makeup, her makeup line, she did that. That was something that was.
Oh, now I see what you're saying. Yeah.
She busted down the barriers. And then, of course, the Kardashians came after her and saw what she did and how successful she was with her makeup.
Oh, with the makeup. Okay.
The shades.
I was about to say. Okay, I got you now.
Yeah.
Because, this company's actually been around, I think, since 2015 when I looked it up. And I had never heard of it. And plus, a lot of times you think of bandages. Everybody, in fact, we don't even call them bandages. We call them Band-Aids, right?
I got one on now.
Look at it. Oh, for all the people that are looking on live.
You got the
pale color. Pale color. Fake, air quote, flesh color bandage.
Not your flesh
But
color,
look at this. But look at this flesh color. This could be you. And when the man took a picture, two of them, you can even really see the bandage.
Yeah.
When he did a one close and one far away, it's not as noticeable. See, look, he goes, you can't tell in the first bigger picture that the Band-Aid is on, then he does a close up.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah. And so I just want to highlight them because
think of that.
I know.
Exactly.
We be out of here.
But I almost think that almost Band-Aids cornered the market because a lot of times you don't ever say, I need a bandage. I think a bandage is like, I got a huge gash and I'm
Mhm.
putting like a
Right.
huge
Mhm.
bandage. But really, we're so used to Band-Aids being that like
Mhm.
bandage, look
Yes,
what you're wearing.
We call them
Are
all
you-
Band-Aids.
We do, even
Yeah.
no matter what the
Yeah.
brand is.
What's another example of that?
Of a Band-Aid?
No, of something that we just consider is a
Q-tips.
Q-tip.
That's
Okay.
another example. They're
Okay.
cotton swabs, but
Okay.
we all
Call
say
them Q-tips,
Q-tips?
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff we do that
I'm
when it's the
thinking about all
first
the different
ones.
ones in my mind.
Yes, when it's the first people. So yeah, we want to just highlight True Color tonight as our
Congratulations.
adverse in reverse because they're really, really making a positive change and making so many people feel included and valuable. So
I mean, you know what that really relates to as well? The children, because when they get Band-Aids, of course, like for them to be able to
Yes,
have one
that's-
that matches their,
Yes.
come on, man. It's almost empowering
yes.
because like he said, at 45, it mattered to him. It
Could you
made him,
imagine?
imagine a 5-year-old,
Mhm.
a 10-year-old that's like, wow, I got a Band-Aid that really relates to what I look like.
Right. It doesn't like stand out on me,
Yeah.
just blends.
Never would have thought.
I never would. You mad that you didn't have
I'm
that
so
idea.
mad. I'm so mad I didn't come up with that idea.
Our adverse and reverse is supposed to make you feel positive
Hey,
and good. and
I
instead
do,
you're
but-
envious and you want that.
No,
Totally.
I'm just
Totally like, why didn't I think of that?
the inventor in me. Definitely is like.
You're like, I got brown skin. Why did I think about this? And you're wearing a
Why?
Band-Aid.
I'm literally wearing a Band-Aid.
All
This is crazy.
right, guys. Well,
All
let's get into political pop. A couple things to talk about tonight. First, we have to say that Biden makes it official.
Yeah.
And also more problems for the mayor of Baltimore. First, let's just talk about Biden,
Okay,
right?
let's get into it.
All right, Biden is official. No shock there.
Right.
Did you guys hear some of the horrible things Trump said about Biden?
Yeah, like he's not gonna make it. Like,
Blah blah. Rest in. He didn't say rest in peace, but he did an equivalent of rest in peace.
yeah, kind of like I'll see you at the finish line, and kind of like
What was it? And I read it and I was like, that's what you say when someone dies.
Let's see.
Look it up.
Yes,
Look it
yes,
up.
yes.
Look it
Look at
up.
the
Look it
quotes.
up. Yeah, because I actually put this on my political pop for today for my podcast channel. But anyway, it's super negative, and just saying he hopes that he could actually basically pull it together to even be a contender.
basically.
Yeah, I want you guys to look it up if you can find that. While they look up the horrible thing Trump said, we'll also talk about what 44 said, because we mentioned this last night on our show, and that's that, Obama's saying, listen, I support Joe, but I'm going to chill out.
Yep.
And whoever is the actual candidate for the Democrats,
Me and Michelle.
that's when
Mich-
Michelle and I
myself.
are going to step forward,
Yes.
go full force
Mhm.
and support. And we definitely think that that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because if they jumped in now and say Biden didn't win, that kind of like makes it seem like they didn't have enough, influence to push
Kind of.
him through.
I also think it'd be completely unfair to all the other people that have worked with Obama, but not in the same capacity that are
Well,
running.
guess what? If this is a guy who helped you through 8 years, then I don't think it's unfair considering if you paid him back.
But what if I feel like as a senator, I looked out for you in some other things? You know what I mean? Like if I'm like, okay, I didn't have the same role, but
Yeah.
remember all those bills you
Yeah.
ran past? And I was like,
And also-
I put my stamp on it.
Right, but also he might not think that Biden is the best candidate.
Oh.
Because
You
you,
think
you
that?
can be good for one
Right.
role, but not
not
for
the
every
other.
role.
No,
You know what I
that
mean?
could be true too.
That could be the case. I
But
mean,
I think what it is also, I think we're kind of in a state where you see the current party
mhm.
or people that are in charge, they're so hell bent on reversing everything that he's done that he just kind of feels like, let me not be the distraction. Let me let you run your race. Let me let you do what you need to do. And then I'll just kind of come in and just try to give that little extra nudge on the end. So I think it's more, like you said, it's more strategy. More than
Yeah,
anything.
definitely strategy, definitely, and not bad strategy at all. Because
No, definitely not.
let me see who the people want. So then once I put my stamp down, I'm stamping myself and my association with what the people already want. So let's move that, let's push that forward.
Right.
What the people are going to get behind. Because if I get behind somebody that the people don't want, I go down with that shit.
I don't even think it's about that for him though. I think it's more so moving the campaign, and it's more about unity at this point.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
Yeah.
we saw that last year when Hillary supporters and Bernie Sanders.
Mhm.
When
Yeah,
Bernie Sanders
yeah.
people didn't rock with Hillary, they were like, nah, we not
Mhm.
voting for you at all.
Right.
So I think strategy wise, it's just like, all right, let's figure out what the people
Who's
want,
number
Yeah.
one?
you know,
Yeah.
and then from there, let's unify together and move
Unify the
forward.
party.
Because that's the main thing. The party has to really be unified in order to have a chance to win. Because you can't tear everybody down in the primaries. Then all of a sudden they're up
Right.
against
Yeah.
Trump, and he's like,
Right.
"Thanks for all the ammo."
Mhm.
Real quick, here's what he said. He said, "May God rest their souls." And we're talking about Trump. One of the tweets was this: "I believe it will be crazy Bernie Sanders versus sleepy Joe Biden as the two finalists to run against maybe the
Crazy
best,
Bernie and
maybe the
Sleepy
best
Joe.
economy in the history of our country." He said, "I look forward to facing whoever it may be. May God rest their soul."
So what should we call him? Because if it's Crazy Joe and Crazy Bernie and Sleepy Joe.
Yes,
and
Crazy
Sleepy-
Bernie,
So,
Sleepy
so
Joe.
what's 45?
Twitter 45.
Twitter fingers. Will you call him Twitter
I call him
45?
Twitter 45. That's what we call him.
Okay,
We call him Twitter 45.
I think that's kind of nice.
I think it's really nice. Aladdin, come on. Aren't
It
you?
is.
I
You
thought
know
you
what?
said you grew up in the streets.
I did, but let's just, you know,
Aren't
sometimes.
you a millennial? Like
That's
something.
what he
Yeah,
got.
baby. Oh no, I
Twitter
got
45.
ammunition. I got ammunition.
Come
for
on, you
days,
got
but
Zoe.
no,
You get
but
Zoe
look,
every day.
yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Fire me
you know
up.
what? Let's
What we
kill
gonna
him
do?
with love, because obviously
All right,
he don't.
fine.
He
How you
They
gonna
go
kill-
low.
How you gonna kill him with love and don't kill me with love?
I love you.
We want you to live. We don't want you to die. We want you to thrive. So we're making you tough. The world is tough out here.
I feel you.
See?
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I'm
I'm
just
with it.
saying,
I'm
like,
with it.
you know, we know he feeds off of negative energy.
That's true.
You get what
That's
I'm
true.
saying?
That's
So
True that, true
let's
that.
give him what he doesn't like.
That's true. Real talk.
All right.
Yeah, that's what we should do. We should send him a hug campaign. We just had
No.
we should send no. Listen.
Everybody don't want hugs.
Listen. Exactly.
Do you know
get
that-
what I'm saying?
But
here?
Aladdin, do you know?
Listen,
Do you know that I
just-
started the campaign? It was many years ago. The campaign is Thugs Need Hug, and I got other
So this
rappers
is
to
what
get
we
on
do.
board.
We get a
They
bunch
signed
of
up
people
for
from
this
the- We get a
idea.
bunch of
They
people from
did.
the border.
Yes, it was the Thugs Need Hugs,
But-
and so people would come in, and that was my like campaign because they
Listen.
do need hugs. But he's not a thug.
Listen, this is what we do. We get a bunch of people from the border to line up.
Oh, the men's is-
No, I'm saying, all right, let's pause on my campaign a second because it was really important to me. And let's go finish your thought because you ain't gonna put down my campaign. Go ahead, Aladdin.
Joe Biden should get a bunch of people from the border to line up, and they should just go and give Donald Trump hugs.
They don't want to touch him.
And I don't know if he want them to touch him.
That's the point. Y'all not. We
Yeah.
giving him what
No,
he doesn't
no,
want.
Gotcha,
That's the.
gotcha.
That's the whole point.
I know what he doesn't want. If you just don't talk about him. If you really want to hurt him, just don't talk about him.
This is true.
If
You
you
need attention.
totally
He's an attention
ignore him,
seeker.
yeah.
So mute 45. How
Mute
about that?
45.
I like
I
that better.
love
I
it.
like that better.
Oh, Aladdin, you did it.
You did
You
it.
did it. Because today is actually the first time I actually have read a tweet. I just want to say, I've never done that. I usually
Never
don't.
read a Trump tweet?
No, I usually don't.
Well, since we're on the
How you on
subject of
Twitter
him,
now?
So-
Out loud. I usually don't
Oh.
spread it. I mean, because to me, it's like that's not a press conference. I usually try not to give validity. I think those things take away from the real things that are happening in the
Okay.
world. So that's why I usually don't. But
you know he's scheduling a meeting with the president of Twitter because he's been losing a lot of followers.
no,
No, I'm so serious.
no,
This is
you're
real.
not
No, I'm
serious.
serious.
No,
Yeah.
no,
No, you look it up. I'm serious.
No, I don't want to look it up.
Okay.
No.
He is really
Yeah,
scared.
he's scheduling a meeting with the
Yes.
head of Twitter. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
so serious.
And not just that. Also,
this is real.
also
This is
that
real news. This
he-
is not fake
he
news.
feels that the conservatives don't get the fair
He
shot
doesn't have as
that
many.
the liberals.
He
That
doesn't
the,
like
the
where
liberals
his follower numbers are. People have been rapidly hitting the unfollow button.
are
So he's
I
scheduling a
can't.
meeting.
So he's like, why? Because also Twitter was
Yeah.
taking away the fake accounts. So maybe he feels like it's their fault. Remember they were taking away some of the fake accounts?
Oh yeah,
So
they do
maybe
that all the
he's
time.
like,
They
yeah.
purge and make sure they clean.
All right, can we get on to real news? Like I
Sure.
can't even. I mean, the fact that he has time to meet with Twitter, I kind of feel some kind of way about this. All right, now I'm done.
45.
Mute 45. Okay. Oh gosh.
well, I mean,
It feels so good that you're
Twitter
saying
is
that, though.
Twitter is his platform.
But I refuse. All right, forget it.
You
I'm
know?
muting 45. All right, let's
Mute
go to
45.
Baltimore. Let's go to Baltimore. You guys, if you've been following the situation in Baltimore, it's been pretty serious for some time now. The mayor of Baltimore today, FBI raided her home.
Mhm.
And this is all in reference to the book scandal. So if we think back, the book scandal was this. It was, you laughing at this?
Yes.
Are you laughing at this book scandal?
Kind of sort of.
It's not, guys, it's not
Wait.
funny.
I mean,
It's a real scandal.
I don't think it's a real scandal.
It is a real scandal. How are
It's a
you?
pay for play.
But that's a scandal. People lost their job. People are not radio today for the pay for play.
True.
And you know a lot of those people, remember? They're
I
no
don't.
longer
I
they're no longer
So
working.
says I do not associate.
don't know what you're
with
talking
anybody.
about. I don't
You
know
know what I'm
you're
talking about.
Oh.
So yeah, so remember, she had a situation was this. She did a hookup with a hospital. She was on the board. And so basically they paid her to sell her book. That makes sense? And that's illegal. It's not fair. You can't sit on a board and be like, yo, give me X amount, $100,000,
Mhm.
and then I can sell my books and supply it to this hospital.
Well, according to our friend in the
Which friend?
our friend that likes to play games and
Which friend we
what's her
talking
name?
about?
What's her name?
I want to know who you talking about. She likes to play games.
No. The one they said let's play a game. And then
Oh, AOC.
AOC.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Alexandria.
Yeah. So according, I
Play
mean,
the game, Aladdin.
I'm just saying, according to how things are being run,
Mhm.
obviously this is fair game. But okay, back to the book scandal.
Okay, so back to the book scandal. Everyone is very upset about this because they're like, yo, this is illegal. So the feds have literally raided her house to get, and so you're trying to wonder what they were looking for. I think they're looking for documents
Mhm.
because number one, it's illegal and everyone is saying that she needs to step down. There's a couple things and they got some
The
big
governor
numbers.
is saying that.
Oh,
The city
Even the council members are all
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
I think the
and-
FBI is involved.
And
the FBI is
IRS, and
involved.
Yeah.
But the other thing is she's been on leave for pneumonia.
Yeah. So I don't think
Indefinitely.
that's what that's
Mhm.
the story they're going with because she can't say, well, I'm sitting here trying to figure out if they're gonna charge me or not.
Well, let me talk real quick about some of the money that's involved because I looked it up real quick. So basically, the University of Maryland Medical System, they spent $500,000 to fund the purchase of about 100,000 children books authored by her, Mayor Pugh.
Which is still not a crime, but keep going.
That is a crime when you're on the board.
No, it's not. That's not a crime. That's not a crime. But go ahead. I'll
That
tell you
is
what
a
the
crime.
is.
Why? Tell me. Why is that not
I mean,
a crime?
because you can buy if I'm on a board with you, you can purchase something from me and do whatever you want to do with it. That's not the issue. The issue is if the IRS is involved, if the feds are coming to your door and the IRS is coming too, that means you weren't claiming stuff on your taxes.
Well, maybe she didn't claim stuff on her taxes, but in addition, if you're the mayor, right, that's not above board.
it was
You're
even
not.
before she was the mayor.
It
when they were
was,
doing
but
that.
she didn't stop it. That's the thing. While she was a mayor, she didn't stop the deal that they had.
I mean, if I
That's what they're
got
saying is that
t-shirts,
she
if I
still
got t-shirts
Yeah.
and
She
we're on Red
received-
Cross board together.
Let me
We're on
say,
Red Cross.
she received $114,000 from Kaiser Permanente for 20,000 books from 2015 to 2018. She
Right.
was mayor,
Right.
right?
At the start, she wasn't.
No, but I'm saying she should have, in that public office, stopped collecting that. Do you
Well, yeah,
understand?
at
The
that
people are
point.
saying that, or it should have been above board. Why is
Well, I
is
mean,
it because Trump is in office? I'm confused.
no,
why the
I
room
mean,
is
like,
confused.
what are we talking about? If I have a book for sale,
Right.
because it's on Amazon,
Uh-huh.
if I have a book for sale and if you buy my books and you do whatever you want to do with them, that's okay.
All right, I'm gonna keep going. Another company, Associated Black Charities, a public foundation, they spent $80,000 between 2011 and 2016 to buy 10,000 copies of her book. So
Sounds like it's a good book.
So that's the thing. If people are buying your book and they work for you and you guys make deals together, because that's where it starts to get murky. If you're in a public office,
Right.
you have public,
Mhm.
facilities and things like that that will solicit your office for things like permits and hookups and grants and all
So
these things.
that's where
That's
the
why
crime is. The crime is not the purchase of the books. The crime is the favor. Once you bought that, now I am hooking you up with contracts. That's what the crime
okay, let me
is.
say this. I don't know what her contract says, but
No.
let me say, no.
She's giving them a contract.
That's not
for
what I'm
the
saying.
city.
I'm saying this. I know, like, if you're in a public office, I know it's specifically like working on the news, you're not allowed to take extra money for stuff. Even if you are getting paid to do, if you're network, now, if you're local, you can do whatever you want.
Mhm.
But if you're network news and somebody says, I want to pay you $20,000 to speak to students in my school,
Mhm.
do you know what you're supposed to tell them?
Absolutely not.
Donate that. Because your job is to always be unbiased as a figure. So I'm saying, I don't know what her situation is
That's
as mayor.
different. That's
Maybe
different.
mayor can do whatever they
Books is
want.
different.
But
Books is
she's
different.
taking money from people that she would be working with as a mayor. It's not like you bought the book. It's not like random people bought
Right.
the book. These are like people she deals with.
Right, but so I think where we getting.
So you thinking she never claimed any of the money?
Well, not just that. I think the crime comes in not for them purchasing however many they purchase. The crime comes in when she does this deal with them, and then she turns around and gives them a Baltimore City contract, the Kaiser Permanentes and this University of Maryland board. When she hooks these two companies up.
Well, that's why they bought the books. Why else are they buying this many books?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just about the purchase. It's about the hookup for the purchase.
right?
And at first they bought it when she was not in position. So now that she's in position, and she's like, oh,
she wasn't in that position. She
wasn't
was in position.
She was a state senator.
Right.
She
That's a
wasn't-
huge
she was-
position.
She wasn't the mayor, but they probably saw the vision. Like, well, we can probably get
But
you
as
to
a
the mayor
senator, what do
position
you think about his own? Let's be real. As a senator, she'd still probably have access as well.
to
If they
favors.
go on this, if they're going this far back in the crates,
Mhm.
clearly they are following the money and also following the paperwork.
Yeah. And then if she didn't file like, hey, Kaiser gave me this, University of Maryland.
She had to file. I can't. If she
Well,
didn't,
no, she must not, because the feds would have. If IRS came to the door, if they came to the door with the feds,
I can't believe
Yeah.
it.
no, that's what
Because
it
if you're
is.
talking checks, how you not gonna file? These are
No,
checks, not cash.
if they came to the door the same day as the feds,
Yeah.
they didn't come at different times. They came together. They said, you know
Same
what?
time,
Collectively, we
yeah.
going after her, and that's a mayor in the top 20 city.
Yeah.
So it's serious.
This is serious. And it's sad because she had I think people liked her.
Yeah.
You know, anytime you would ever hear people talk about, and they would say, the Baltimore mayor, they would speak about her in a very reverent way.
Mhm.
You know, I think
Mhm.
again, we're not in Baltimore. Baltimore, y'all know our number. You can call up and say whatever. But
Holla at me,
people
Baltimore.
that I've spoken to are always kind of like really liking her. And even other DC politicians would speak highly about her. So
Yeah.
I don't know if this
I'm
is
sure
a
the DC
shock.
mayor and the Baltimore mayor are probably somewhat cool, like,
Mhm.
because the cities are so close together.
Yeah.
They probably have some work relationship at least.
And that's what makes it hard.
She might want to distance herself right now, just
Yeah.
because whenever the heat comes, people spread, like when the light come on, the roaches.
Yeah.
This probably was happening.
I was thinking about that. I was in the African American Museum in Baltimore 2 weeks ago, and her picture's up like when you walk in, behind the desk. And my first thought was, I wonder how long that picture will be there. And then I felt really bad because we
Before
always
this story?
no, this story was out
Oh,
2
okay,
weeks
okay,
ago.
okay.
But her house wasn't raided, but we
Right.
knew that there was
The
an
mayor's
investigation.
house raid, that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. And it made me feel bad because, we always talk about innocent before guilty. You need to be proven guilty.
Mhm.
But,
I talked to her about being on the show too. Isn't that crazy?
you did win in the beginning
Yeah.
before the heat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Way before this. She was like, "Oh yeah, just talk to my people." Mhm.
You
Yeah.
think she'll do it now?
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that is your political pop.
Oh my God. Well, if nothing else, we gotta
Get into
figure
trending.
out. We gotta get into trending, but
Yes.
we'll put we'll say, hey, Catherine Pugh, hold your head at least.
hold your head up.
Hold your head up. Hold your head. Your man Bill Cosby, he wants bail. So that's what's trending today.
Annoying.
Trending a couple days. He thinks his trial is the most racist and sexist in American history. He feels the judge trampled on rights, and he was sentenced to a 3 to 10 in state prison for drugging and sexual assault of a woman in his home 15 years ago. Cosby is 81, and he's currently in General Pop, which he general population.
Cosby is in Gym Pop.
He's in Gym Pop, and he was in a kind of like a PC situation where they put like stars or people, because there's a couple of different PCs.
Mhm.
So he was in a PC. I think he was more on the medical PC where he was housed next to the infirmary.
When you say
Infirmary.
PC, what's
I say
PC?
infirmary.
Infirmary. What's PC?
Protective custody.
Oh, I said short for it. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So I mean, once again, he's 81, and it's I mean, considering who he is, you would not think that he would be in General Pop.
Well, I
Depends
mean,
on the
they're trying to make a
example out of it.
So
I mean, at the least. So his lawyers are
Yeah.
using his age and health for consideration for bail, and he is legally blind.
But you're not blind when you're legally blind. I just want to say you
Yeah.
can see, you just can't see very well.
Yeah. But he's 81, so him seeing very well is not really good at all. If you're legally
Could
blind at
be.
81, you can't see that good at all. And he's been working that anyway, because the whole court case, he's been getting assistants walking.
Oh,
in.
I forgot that. I thought he
Yeah.
was acting when that was going on.
Well, we don't know.
I did. I was like, now you
We don't
blind.
know.
I
We
felt
don't
like
know.
it was-
He's an actor.
We don't know. He is an actor. He
Okay.
wants the judge removed because he's accusing the judge of having racial hatred. He feels like a political prisoner, comparing himself to
Come on,
Nelson
come on,
Mandela.
come on.
Okay,
on.
Cosby. Now, maybe
Come
before
on,
all
you've
of
gone
this
too
happened,
far.
and you did something, and it was so far-fetched, and they went after you and put you in for a gang of years, then maybe we could say, well, why would they be doing that to Cosby? But you got caught up on something that you've been allegedly doing for decades.
Decades. It's just hard because it's the same story for decades. That's what makes it hard to kind of like, I mean, everybody could make up a story,
Right.
but it's a lot of people who
Right.
kind of, some people have a lot to lose. There's some people in there you're like, okay, you're a suspicious character, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of women that aren't of suspicious character.
I mean, look. I mean, he's also mad about the defamation suit that was settled.
Mm.
His insurance company granted 7 women money.
Oh,
that
good.
He did not agree upon.
Yeah, they should have gotten money.
Well, I mean,
He defamed those women. It was, I'm not guilty because of this, this, and this. Oh, speaking of defamed, when we have a chance, I meant to tell you, Aladdin. Remember we were talking about the Osandrio brothers,
Uh-huh.
and remember we were in a debate about why are they able to sue?
Mhm.
Correct.
I got some more information on why
Okay.
they're able to sue, and that has to do with defamation. I'll say it real quick here. Sorry to throw everybody
No, no,
off real quick. So the situation is that they felt that Jussie accused them.
Mhm.
Then the lawyer came back after.
No, that's the thing. Jesse didn't
Police.
accuse them. The police did. Remember,
The police did.
that's
Okay,
right.
fine.
Okay.
So the police accused him and Jussie's lawyer. So that's why he's
Right.
suing the lawyer.
He's
So I'm gonna
suing-
go
okay.
from the lawyer.
Yeah.
Because the idea
okay.
is the lawyer represents the client. But
Right.
anyway,
Right.
Jussie's lawyer said after the police took these guys and then they were proven innocent in a sense, like we're not pressing charges, the lawyer then came back and did another press conference. When he came back and did the other press conference, that's the area that they're now suing for. Because it was
Okay.
defaming what everything that he said in that press conference. They're like, you defamed us. The charges were dropped against us. You had no right. The case is over. Why are you
Against
then
them.
throwing us under the bus?
Mhm.
Right? It was over
Right, right,
against
right.
them,
Mhm.
but the lawyer kept going.
Gotcha. Okay.
Bam.
That
So
makes
let's go
sense.
back to
All right,
Right.
that makes sense.
so
That
we're all
makes sense. That makes
confused.
sense.
So let's go back to Cosby's defamed. Yes, he should pay because he was discrediting the women. It's one thing to say I'm innocent. It's
Mhm.
another thing to then say I'm innocent and then all the negative things about them, and then you're proven guilty.
Yeah.
Now they have a right to sue you.
Yeah. And they had big time lawyers as well. Cosby is in a real sticky situation. Like, I just don't understand what he is actually thinking as far as his plan. Like,
His plan is to get bail and go home.
Yeah, but why is that your plan when you obviously have been you've been accused and
Proven guilty.
and now sitting in jail.
Yeah.
You're sitting in jail, and these accusations have not stopped.
And it's probably going to pick up because you guys remember we were talking about last night, several states, including New York, Pennsylvania, they have a law kicking in August that will allow you to bring up any old sexual assault case. You get 1 year to do it. Doesn't matter how old it is. You can bring it up starting in August.
He might
Where
never
is
come
this?
home.
Starts in August in
It depends
several
on the state.
states. I think it's like 5 of them, maybe 5 or 6 states.
Is
I know
Pennsylvania
definitely
one
New
of them?
York, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
But see, you know, he was in California, he was
Yeah.
in New York, he was in multiple states where he was living
Mhm.
and getting busy. I just don't understand. Like, I think what happens is when you get to a certain point as far as success, even 45, like,
Mhm.
you know, you just feel that you can do whatever
Invincible.
and get away with it
Mhm.
because they almost are privileged to be assaulted by you. Correct?
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean that's what they're thinking? That's
Yes.
what you think.
Yes,
Okay.
because they don't think
Okay.
of it as assault.
I got you now. You was in the mind of a predator.
Yeah.
I didn't understand where we were.
They don't think of it. They don't think of
It's
it.
not. It's like you should be flattered that I'm interested in you.
Yeah.
I can have anybody I want.
Yeah. And you obviously
flattered.
want it because you're here. Now,
Right,
whether
that's
that
not true,
whether
but
that
yeah.
be the Playboy Mansion, whether that be his house,
Whether it be
whether it be his
unconscious,
hotel room.
whether it's drugged up.
Yeah. So like the predator is like in his mind or her mind, because we got female predators too, in their mind, if you come to my domain, you must want something.
No,
No, I'm telling you what they think.
I know.
That's totally what they think. And a lot of them will say that as their excuse, their
Explaining
That's
like,
like
here's what
their-
happened.
Their
yeah.
alibi or
Their
their
al-
reason.
Yeah.
So in this room, do you guys think that Bill should be shown mercy or
Bill Cosby?
clemency? Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. How long has he been in?
Almost
Couple of months.
I was thinking about
Are
that
you
for a second.
kidding? Okay, go ahead. So
No,
the-
just asking. I mean, it's been like
it's
what,
been
couple
less.
of months.
I don't know. Let's say 3, 4.
4 months.
I don't even know if it's been 4. Was it like January?
Yeah, I was about to say it's been
Oh,
a couple.
January,
Yeah, it's been
okay.
a couple of months.
So,
It's been a
yeah.
couple of months. Do shitty.
Mm.
I don't know.
Don't be
Not
PC.
Don't be
Don't be
scared.
PC.
I mean,
Don't be
I-
PC,
you
baby.
just gotta go.
Don't be PC,
Okay.
baby.
Honestly, I
Yes
don't-
or no?
I don't think he's a threat to society at this point. So
Mhm.
I'd say a solid year and then
Give him a spanking.
Now let me.
And-
Just whoop that. Whoop that.
and put
So we're gonna say 1 year.
in house arrest for a while.
Pause that 1 second.
Yeah.
A solid year and then house arrest. Zoe, does he deserve clemency?
Not if he did all of that.
Okay.
If he did it, come on, man, sit
Okay.
down. Because
Okay,
It's
so
hard,
hold
it's
1
hard,
second.
it's
We'll
hard
go
to
back
say,
to
yeah.
Aladdin. Go
Yeah.
back to Aladdin. Because
Mhm.
here's my question. Now, if you feel that he deserves clemency and maybe like a couple years of house arrest, my question is, would you feel the same if one of the victims was like your aunt
or sister, cousin, mother.
or a mom?
I would feel the same way.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm serious.
Come on, bro.
So serious.
Oh my God.
Why? Because his age?
Age.
And your mom's
I'm
story
just-
was like tragic. And she
Like-
said,
like-
I went to
like-
the police and they told me I didn't have a case because of who this man was. And I was unable
I'm not
to.
believing Aladdin right now.
No, I
I'm
do.
serious.
I'm not believing
I don't
it,
believe
son.
a lot. This man's actually like close to his
Nah.
mom.
I'm very close to
A
my
lot of
mom,
people
but
aren't. You're close to your
I
mom.
am.
She calls
I
you
am. Absolutely.
and y'all talk.
Yes.
And you
And
giving
spend time
and you giving
together.
Cosby a pass?
I hope she listening because she needs to call up.
Because
that's
you
crazy.
Text her. Tell her
Text,
turn,
text,
tell her
text
turn
your
the show
mother.
on right now.
Because
Tell her to turn the show on. We want her to call in. We want
if
her
it
to
was
call
your
in.
mom, you would feel that it doesn't matter. Like if your mom said, I went to the police in California, and I told them what happened to me, and they said to me, I don't have a case, and I had evidence, and they did not
Lord.
pursue it because women are saying they had evidence. Here's some of the evidence that I had
Right.
at that time.
Right.
And then your mother said, what made me get on board was the fact that more women were on board. So now it's like, let me tell the story to give credence to them.
Forgiveness.
Oh, come on, man. Is he?
You
he
know,
about-
but you can
he
still
running
have
for office.
forgiveness.
He about to be the
No,
Baltimore
you-
mayor or something.
But I think you can have.
No.
We're not saying kill him. I think you can have
definitely not.
forgiveness.
No.
But you think he should be out in public, accessible?
What's he doing?
Yeah, he said house arrest. He said he can
House,
come
yeah.
out.
No,
Didn't
no, no.
he
I
just-
said like he has to be on strict house arrest.
How old is this man? You said 81?
He's 81.
That's not that old. We just saw yesterday, was it a
Was he
69-year-old man watching porn? Don't forget, guys.
Yeah.
that
But
was
he got
yesterday.
voted though. He got killed by his
son.
wife. What kind of
Right.
games is
I'm
that?
just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying that he was interested.
What's he
It's
gonna
not
do at
over.
81? What's he gonna do at 81?
He can still do it at 81.
Yeah,
There's a
'cause
lot
they
of
pop
things
the
you
pop,
can-
pop the pill up.
Come on, really?
Pop
Yes.
the pill up.
Come on.
What is it though? Pop the what up? What?
Pop the pill and up.
He can't see. Like I'm just
He
saying.
can't
what's he gonna
see.
do?
Maybe
What's
can,
gonna
maybe
do?
No,
can't.
he can see. My
What's he
mom
gonna
went
do?
legally blind when she was pregnant with
I'll
me.
be honest.
She just couldn't
I'll be
drive. She could
honest.
see.
Okay, she can say.
Here-
She
here's
know what
my-
you look like, right?
Here's my bigger
Yes.
thing on this, right? I think at the end of the day that there is a point where you have to stand up to the higher power to what it is that you did. So when that time
Okay.
comes,
Okay.
when that time comes,
This guy.
I'm
This
not
guy-
not the one that's going to
Buddha.
judge.
He's like, oh, he's like
I
Buddha.
can't with laugh.
I'm just saying, but at a certain point though, he's gonna pay for it some type of way.
You talking
He
about
paid for
karma,
it
right?
now.
Like it's gonna
Yes.
come back to him.
Well, he already is losing his sight.
But
Unless
but
it's
like
that
you
he
lost
said,
his
he
sight.
might-
We don't know.
I mean,
it
we
might
don't
not
know.
be
We
losing
don't
his
know.
sight.
We don't know
know.
what else he's lost. We don't know.
Well,
what type
even if he can't get it up, it's medicine for that.
I'm just saying,
That's
but
true.
at
Drugs for
81,
that.
but come on, at 81,
See, it's making
Aladdin,
it's
I
making
just
you-
think you thinking Hollywood
It's giving you
81 is
indigestion.
young. Let's look at Tom Cruise. What is he, 1,000? That kid looks the same.
know.
I get it. I
How
That's
do
what
you
I'm saying.
look
What
at
kind of
what
what kind of sorcerer is he?
Yes, a sorcerer. Will Smith. Come on, guys.
Will
Hollywood
A lot of
money.
people.
Hollywood money is like fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda, like,
a lot of
please,
things
these
you can
people
do,
still running
yeah.
marathons. He's not decrepit. He's just looking that way because he's in jail. But prior
Yeah,
to
'cause
the
he's in
jail,
trouble.
No,
He's
he
in
was
trouble.
looking
Yeah.
bad before. He was looking bad.
No, he
before.
wasn't.
Nah, he was just talking reckless
What?
about us a couple years ago when he was
Y'all
like, "Yeah, you
tripping.
know, black folks need to do this and da da da." Woo, 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 woo.
Alright,
He was giving us all them lectures.
remember them lectures?
okay.
Remember them lectures?
All right.
Were you?
They was
What?
doing publicly?
You were really listening?
He
To,
was. I was
you were
listening.
listening to Bill Cosby?
Yes.
Listening.
Yes, and I felt some kind of way. And then at first I felt some kind of way, but I was like, okay,
So this is vengeance for you.
No,
you're,
no,
you're,
no.
you're feeling happy that he's
no,
in jail. That's
no,
what
not
you're
at all,
saying.
not at all, not at all. Because I'm just saying, like, if that question was put on me, if that's fam, like, even if that's a female I know,
Mhm.
and I feel like she telling the truth, and she like, yo, this dude really put the whammy on me, and I'm like, what? And she like, yeah, you know, I went over
Mm-hmm. And
there
it
on some,
devastates your life. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you just
like he took it, like he drugged me.
yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have went there, but I went.
Mhm.
And I thought we was gonna talk business, maybe, you know, hang out or whatever. It's Bill Cosby. It's like a star.
And
So,
he was America's dad.
yeah, they fanned out.
He seemed like
They're fanned out.
trustworthy.
They're
I
fanned
still-
out.
I don't
Aladdin-
care. I don't.
Aladdin's like
I-
4 months is enough.
I didn't say that.
You
I
said
give
4
him- I
months
give
and a
him
house
all year.
arrest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did say
Give him all
it.
year.
A year
Give him all
time.
year.
Dang, Aladdin.
Them all, yeah.
Give him all year, and then yeah.
Mm.
All right.
I'm just saying, cause I
It's tough.
cause guess what? Guess who's paying for him to be in jail?
Us.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Well, that's wrapping up trending right there.
So I'm just saying.
We're gonna wrap up the trending now. We're paying for it. No more money for you, Phil. No more money for you.
Right, right.
All right, so guys, we got to go to New Haven. We were talking about this last night, and I know a lot of people are focused on New Haven right now. This was shocking for the town. A young woman was shot by an officer, a Yale officer at that. Here's the situation. The officers had heard that there was a burglary in the area.
Mhm.
And so they approached the truck and they felt like that car, that vehicle matched the description of the vehicle that's involved in the armed robbery.
Mhm.
So the officer shoots You see the video. If you see the video, they jump. One officer jumps right out and starts shooting, which is crazy. It's not even like you don't see some words. You just see jump out, start shooting. Well, one of the bullets either ricocheted off of their car, but there was another officer on the other side that shot as well. So what they're trying to figure out is the Yale officer, did he shoot first? Then the other officers shoot again, and that bullet grazed one of the officers, which now is like, I'm going hard. I've been shot. And so they're really shooting at this car.
Because it was Hamden police and Yale police.
Right, but Yale police was the one who shot first, arrived first, and who shot. And then Camden, you're right, Camden police. Hamden. Is Hamden?
Hamden. Camden is out this way. Like
New Jersey.
Oh, nice. And Hamden police then shot. And so, unfortunately, there was a couple like chilling in the car, a girlfriend and a boyfriend, and she actually got shot. So anyway, she's now out of the hospital. Her name is Stephanie Washington, 22 years old.
So they were hit by rapid fires?
No, like,
So, but they were shooting at them.
The police officers shot at them in the car.
Right.
Yeah, so imagine you and your girl chilling in the car.
Right.
Yale police officer jumps out of his car and just starts shooting at you, runs and just starts shooting at you. Then a Hamden police on the other side of you shooting at you. So your first kind
so
of
they were really trying to shoot at each other, and you're just in the car.
No, they trying to shoot at them in the car. So let me repeat one more time. The two people that were in the car, the vehicle matched a vehicle that was suspected in an armed robbery. So they already got out thinking, y'all the robbers. Now I'm gonna shoot you. And so it's shocking because
sounds like a major lawsuit on the way.
A major lawsuit. And what's shocking about this also is that area, you know, you're seeing a lot of people in that New Haven area say we don't really get shot by police here.
Right.
Even the victims, you know, it was crazy to see the boyfriend was on the news and he was like, it was shocking. It just doesn't happen. You know, he said at first it was like surprising. It could be, you know, almost like not comical, but like, you know, offsetting. But then he realizes his girlfriend is shot. Then it becomes like more serious.
Yeah,
like, wait, they're shooting at us.
Yeah.
And so there have been multiple protests since this has happened. And to actually see video footage of it.
Yeah, it's real. I mean, it's been going on all over the country for quite a few years now. I mean, like decades. It's been happening. But now, because we talked about it the other day, with social media, with people with phones, cameras on their phones, we're seeing it. We're seeing it. It's touching us in a different way.
I think that's definitely, I'm not sure what the policy and procedures are when you see a suspect. But I don't think it's jump out and shoot. I definitely don't think
it can't be jump out.
I don't think that's part of the training.
Right.
Well, not without positively identifying.
No, you're supposed to. I know you're supposed to identify yourself. Hey, a police freeze. You have to. That's the first thing.
Right?
Police. But they said that the woman looked as though she moved in the car, but when you look at the video, she doesn't move. It's not true. But what they said, but they have a clear video. She's not like shuffling around, but he said that she moved. That's why he came around shooting, because he felt that she made a threatening move.
Nope. That's nope.
Sorry. Like how you thought about it, though. It's like how you thought about
it. I mean, not funny at all, but it's crazy.
And thank God she's safe and out of the hospital. Thank God for that. Thank God for the cameras that we know this has happened, because there has to be better training, because it seems as though people are very, I guess the climate is so heightened that people are afraid. That's true. But when you have a person with a loaded weapon and afraid, and you see in this case, clearly he was shot by either himself, as in his bullet ricocheted off of the car, or the Hamden police officer who was also shooting at the car.
Well, I think I don't know if it was you, Arlette. Someone said this the other day. I think we have to, think better of ourselves. We have to take better care of ourselves, so they would start taking better care of us. Because if we deemed ourselves more valuable and set a value to how we treat each other, then they couldn't just treat us any kind of way. because we wouldn't allow it, because there are many other ethnicities that just don't allow that treatment to happen in their communities. This continues to happen to us because they feel that we don't have the value for ourselves. So why should I value you? You feel me?
Nah, yeah, that's very profound of you. So, but
I took it from one of y'all. I forget.
It was us both.
We'll take the credit. But on the other side, though, we have to put a warning out for people that want to be home intruders.
Oh, yes.
They can be dangerous for you. You'll find out why.
Especially you come to that wrong house, baby.
Right here on Adverse Reaction. We'll be right back.
Good noodling.
So guys, I gotta look this up real quick. I think the officer who shot her is black. Let me double check.
Oh, great. That'd be worse.
Yeah, I think he looked black in the video. I was like, come on, brother, no.
Great, bro.
But when they put on that uniform, you're not black. When you put that uniform
Oh,
on,
no, it's not. No.
blue.
See, now, hold on. Now, here's the fucked up part. Because if he's black.
Oh, wait, don't
Oh,
curse
they
for me from my live.
Oh.
It's okay, go ahead.
They understand. They okay.
Yeah, that's the boyfriend. Let me see if
No. See, it's definitely a difference because if he's a black officer,
and that's the
they're
girl.
gonna
Yeah.
prosecute the heck out of him.
Yeah, that's why I'm about
But-
to look it up now. Because the video, when I saw it, I'm like, is he black? It was nighttime. And I was like, come on now. Ooh, they said embody
Let
cancer.
my people go.
Oh, maybe he wasn't. Let me see. Yeah, it's just too dark to tell.
Yes, you don't put that story out there if it's not. If he ain't
Oh, I
around.
didn't. That's why I didn't say it.
Oh.
Because, when it's nighttime video, you like, what is it? Oh, my gosh. I'm looking online for this video, guys. For those of you that are watching on YouTube.
Let my people go.
Why are we doing Negro hymn spirituals?
So
did you
you
hear-
sing it too.
I know. That was a good one. Did you hear that was it the Red Sox? It's in New York and in Pennsylvania, baseball teams. They're no longer doing America the Beautiful.
No.
The woman is like, oh, beautiful. Yeah, because she was on these racist songs in the past.
Oh,
like
yeah,
why
I did
darkies,
see
that's
that.
why darkies were born.
She.
But what
she
shocked
made-
me,
Why they're not doing that? Because what? She wrote it.
she sang on racist songs. So people discovered it. Like, let's say you look up her name and you go in the past and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, she sang in some racist stuff in the past.
Right.
But what shocked me was Paul Robeson also sang some of these songs. And so then people were like, well, if he sings, it's not a big deal. And then that kind of threw me off. But then other people were saying, well, you got to think about it. Black people had to sing what they can sing, like, in order to have careers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Uh-oh.
dang, Aladdin better come back. Hey, boo. Where is Aladdin? We be dancing like it's our intro. And I'm a rep. Still here, never left. Still making snacks. There is no young prince.
Hold up, love.
Welcome back to Adverse Reaction. So here's what we're talking about now. Intruders beware. There's danger out there. Zoe has this story.
Oh my God. For you guys who don't know Bun B, one of the what we considered a godfather in hip hop, came in with
UGK.
Pimp C.
Mhm.
The group was called UGK.
Mhm.
Huge down south and did great records, big in hip hop, right? So short story long story
Long
short.
story short.
So there was a home invasion that occurred. He was upstairs or somewhere else in his house when it was going on. The guy either knocked on the door or kicked in the door, some form of Did he kick in or not?
He knocked on the door.
He knocked on the door.
Basically, he knocked on the door. The wife of Bun B, she was expecting Amazon, right?
She thought it was a package.
She thought it was a package,
Yeah.
so she didn't look out the peephole. When she opened the door, the man had a mask and had a gun, and he wanted money. He obviously wanted money, and she was like, "Well,
Give me the value.
give me the value." Yes.
Yeah.
So she was like, you could get the car, like come to the
I
garage.
got a Audi in the garage.
Right. Come-
I got an
come
Audi
get
in the
this.
garage. Come take this.
So Bun heard the
Bun heard the
he
commotion. And he was
Heard
like,
the
well, wait a
commotion.
second. Let me figure out what's going on down there because I hear a man's voice.
Mm.
Comes down to deal with it, sees the guy getting in the car, getting in the Audi, and so the scuffle commenced going down. Now, the way the story was we read it, they didn't say if Bun had a gun.
Oh, the one I read say he came down with a gun.
Well, only right.
Yeah.
But we know the
That's
other
what
guy.
I read.
We
Yeah,
know
he came down with a gun.
the assailant had one.
Right.
So whatever happened,
Assailant lost.
the assailant lost. He took a shot and got out of there without the car
Mhm.
and got himself out of there and went and checked himself in the hospital
And
And
for the
that's-
gunshot.
for the
I wonder
gunshot
where
in
he
the shoulder.
shot him.
He shot
Oh,
him in the shoulder.
Ooh, that's scary.
He shot him in
Yeah,
the
he
shoulder.
got out of there with a
Because
gunshot.
the shoulder's real close to
Mhm, that's painful.
yeah.
too.
I mean, you could got hit in the heart.
Mm.
He could have got killed.
Mm.
So short story long, you got to be careful. Be very careful as the homeowner.
Yeah, the fact that they knocked on the door, I did want to say to homeowners, like, look through your peephole. The fact that
I
this
see
guy
that
had
a
on
lot
a
in
mask
videos.
and knocked.
I see a lot of those in videos where people knock on the door and the person does not even look through. And sometimes you see them look through the peephole and still open the door. Like very often it happens because we're so used to something.
Your safe neighborhood. Like you're
And
here
even-
for a purpose.
And
Are you a
even
neighbor?
if you're not necessarily in a safe neighborhood, you just assume if somebody's knocking, they're coming there to do something with you.
Right. That's not robbing you. Because
Yeah.
why would robbers knock?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There you go.
So apparently robbers are knocking
Yeah, robbers are knocking.
and
And
getting shot.
Home invaders are knocking. And
Yeah.
and because it's like it kind of eases you
Mm.
when you hear that knock. Now, if you hear it rambling,
Yeah. I didn't feel eased on
Yeah.
that knock.
yeah,
Maybe it was
not
like-
that knock. Now here go the police knock.
Yeah. That's not a robber.
That's the police knock. I know that. Knock.
I'm here to rob you. Open the door.
Now, a home invader usually does not knock, at least not
Yeah,
from the school
that
that
we
we
know.
came from. But obviously now it's a new thing because we're always getting packages delivered. We got people popping up, coming over, whatever, and people are more comfortable just opening, even if they look through the people and don't know the person. They're like, oh, okay, well, yeah. You can't be robbing me if they knocked on the door. Yeah.
They will rob you.
Yeah, but good looks. Yo, props to Bun B for standing how he's supposed to stand. That's what he was supposed to do.
I don't know.
What you
I guess
mean?
so.
What you want him to call the police?
I wanted her to look through the peephole.
Well, no, it's past that. So he already came in. Now what?
So quickly, do you believe in having firearms in the house?
We talked about firearms. I think having firearms bring on firearms. That's me. Luckily, I don't live alone, but I'm just saying. I don't necessarily, I like I said, guys, I had a lot of gun violence in my family
Mhm.
and on both ends of the guns.
So do a lot of people who have guns in their house.
Yeah, but I'm saying because of that, I feel more of the dangers of it, And I think honestly, because you have it, you have fear. People react to fear differently. Some people are fight, some people are flight. Maybe my response is more flight, but I feel it's more peaceful.
Flight is nothing wrong with flight.
I feel like it's more peaceful. I like Aladdin on
Right.
forgiving and peacefulness, but just what you're putting out there. So I put my gun is God, and I know people be like, that's not a gun, but you don't know God.
You expect me to say something right now?
Yes, that's why I put my
I saw.
back on. So I'm like, what
Nope.
negativities he gonna say?
Nope, nothing. I have nothing to say. I like
Okay,
peace. I
okay.
love peace. I
But
love
you
peace.
packing.
But I'm not packing nothing.
Let me say this:
I'm not
if
packing
any
nothing.
intruder comes, I'm calling Zoe.
Don't call me. I'm not packing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I don't got nothing. I'm not doing nothing. But what I will say
You're wearing
is,
camo tonight. He always wearing
Hey,
war colors.
listen.
He's got
I'm
some
just
kind
saying.
of like shiny boots to kill you.
I'm just
Stomping
saying.
shoes.
Yeah, because stuff come out these too.
See? Yes.
So Batman. But no, for real, like I just think that, when you come to assault someone, whether you do it on the street or whatever, when you come to someone's home, you know, that is so disrespectful.
It is.
It's
But there's
so
other ways to protect
disrespectful.
yourself besides shooting someone.
Well,
Baseball bats.
Tasers.
now you got to put on a line.
I was just asking.
Baseball bats.
What do you
I know you
suggest?
can use baseball bat. I'm not
You
trying to
got-
give
you
my
got that-
arsenal up
No,
in case
no.
I need
Yeah,
the
man,
arsenal.
I'm
Bat
going
it.
to pray. I'm going to
You
No,
got it, baseball
no.
bats.
There's no wrong with prayer.
There's a lot of things you can do before that. I mean, yeah, you definitely should pray for your protection. There's a lot of
Yes.
things you can do.
Yes.
There's a lot of things you can do to secure your home and your life.
Mhm.
And I think if for guns, that should be a last resort because people can die.
Yeah.
Luckily, in
Yeah.
Bun's case, he shot the man. The man was able to get himself to a hospital. He didn't get a body in his garage. You know what I mean?
Man, sorry for you. If you if you
Came looking for trouble.
yeah.
Where's the forgiving? You letting Bill off, but you shooting intruders?
No,
You trying to let Bill be on house arrest, but
no,
you
they-
shooting people that just want to eat?
Well, he said Bill
He
did
wanna
not come and
eat,
try
he
to
didn't
rob him.
wait.
You gonna shoot
He
somebody
didn't-
who's
listen.
like, I'm hungry. I just want to steal some money so I can get food, probably.
Nah, that's not.
But you let
A
sexual
car?
offenders go. I question
took a
your
car.
values on crimes.
You
So
question
this is what we need to
NPCs?
do. No, we need
No,
to do this.
I didn't say.
It's not your PC. It's not that. It's clearly your value on crimes. This has come up a lot on our show where we agree that crimes are valued differently.
Yes.
I think we need to come up with
That's
a
our sense.
collective.
Value difference.
Yes.
At least
we don't
we
believe
can-
in the
that's at least
Christian belief of all sins are equal.
No,
we don't believe that.
No, we don't.
But I think as a group to help us, we need a collective list of crimes that are acceptable.
Uh-huh.
Acceptable. Okay.
Yes.
Let's hear them.
We don't have them
Because
right now. We don't have enough time.
we're gonna come
Okay.
up. We're running out of time, but I think that's gonna be our homework coming up. So we have a couple minutes left
They're
on the
gonna be
show.
like crimes that's acceptable.
We
There
got
should
to,
be-
guys.
There should be no crimes.
I know,
acceptable.
guys. Unfortunately,
That's what our people's gonna say.
But
Our
that's-
reactions might say that.
we're not that kind of show. We're not that kind of show. We all have had past lives. Our listeners aren't those kind of listeners. We got some former criminals that listen, and all of us know former criminals.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we say some crimes are
We're realistic. We're a realistic show.
Realistic,
We are.
definitely.
We're
Realistic.
definitely-
Yeah, hey man.
Like, why should the weed dealers back in the day serve indefinite amount of time? That you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
eh.
And I'm glad Bun B didn't even. I don't even think they took Bun B in. It
He was
just
in
like-
Houston, so
No, I'm saying like
yeah, they didn't
it's
even.
Texas, so they
Texas
don't.
got guns.
Yeah, I mean Texas is a different state.
Mhm.
Texas, Florida, certain
Mhm.
states that they don't play.
Police
If
were
you
like,
if
"Good
you
job."
come in, they'll come and say, give you a data boy.
Mhm,
Data boy, like
Mhm.
good job, bro.
mhm.
Like he shouldn't have came over here acting like he wanted some problems, and then when he got it, he feels some kind of way. He want to
Oh,
run to
yeah,
the
you
hospital.
got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Get it. Okay, so that's our homework. At some point, guys, let's do that on the show. And listeners, you guys can weigh in as well.
Absolutely.
Because I'm looking at you crazy. Why the robber got to get shot, but the sex offender can
He can't.
stay at home in jail
I think-
and be home on house arrest?
That's homework.
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 Done deal. I'm Aladdin the Prince. That's Danella Big Zoe. You want to get at us on social media? You can get at Danella.
Danella Now at Danella Now.
You can follow me at Aladdin the Prince. And if you want to email us, you can send your email to adversereactionshow@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for listening right here on 1450 WOL, where information is
Power. All right, guys.
Don't knock
All
on
right,
my
we
door
did
if you
it.
don't want war.
I know.
You
You
hear
got
me?
the heat.
You
All
hear
right,
me?
guys.
You
Keita,
hear me?
thank you so much for being on here. I think Keita's about the guns. Yeah, she from
Keita!
the South. You about guns. She about the gun life. Sad. And she meditate. I can't with you. Guys, thanks so much. Sorry for all my people that watch the podcast. I've been gone for so long. It's just been tough. I had a spring break without a break, guys. Who likes to be sick on a vacation? Now I need a vacation from the vacation. So we'll see you guys soon. I know. Oh, check out Aladdin's braids before we go. Braid my hair. Can you turn around to the back? Let's see. Let's get it close. Look at that. The boy got parts. It looks so nice. You can watch this and then you can see she did something special with the parts. And he got hang time. Look at the hair. Look at the hair. And so
I got some braids somewhere else. Y'all want me to show y'all?
No. All
God
right, guys.
bless you.
We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
She just wanna braid my